And so let's start. So hello everybody. I'm Alexandre from TechLead, product owner of GLPI and responsible of the Core Devs team. So today, for this short webinar, I will present you an overview of the incoming or fresh plugins we are working on lately. So the first one, the SCIM server, it offers a new way to automatically import and update the users and groups of your organization's directory. This can be a really good alternative to LDAP synchronization, especially in a cloud context. The plugin exposes a secured REST API with users and groups endpoint available for reading, creation, update, and deletion. Compared to the former method, where we need to register the synchronization in a cron tab to pull the resource, in SCIM, they are pushed from the directory to GLPI. For example, when a user is created in Active Directory, an HTTP query will be quickly pushed to the plugin and it will replicate the creation of the user. So your data are up to date in GLPI very quickly. And myself, I noticed a delay of 5 minutes when testing with Azure Portal. Optionally, you also can push passwords for your GLPI's users. If somehow you don't have access anymore to your directory, if your GLPI instance is available, you can still log in. Like said before, we test the plugin with Azure Portal, but also with Okta, that any software supporting SCIM protocol as a client should be compatible with. So I'll showcase you the plugin quickly. So in my GLPI, I already installed it in the marketplace. So I have a new entry in setup menu where I already set up a new server to connect my Azure portal. So we have some basic information, which admin account to use when pushing the data, etc., and some security method to have secure exchange between the two servers. So when this is set up, we can go in. Let me open in the sidebar. We can register an application in Azure Portal. I already have for the demonstration, where we can set up the approvisioning with the URL provided by the plugin and some secret to share, securize the exchange. When done, you can save the application, and then we will do a small push from Azure. I have a demo user, I think. Yes, I can send it. And then it say me it's successful. I can close it and we'll go to GLPI, and I have my new user created. And you can do this by some rules in Azure. Associate your users and groups to the application, and they will be automatically pushed to GLPI. Their modification will be pushed to GLPI, etc., etc. Let's continue on the next plugin. So Centrion 1. This next plugin is in integration with Centrion, a French software dedicated to monitoring. They recently released a version with a new REST API allowing to gather data in real time and also send action to their console. The plugin is currently in early stage of its development, but it already permits to view in a dedicated tab the information of the host and its services. We match the assets by its GLPI name on the first display. We can also get a timeline of events and some basic action to Centrion server, like force a check on the remote host, or declare a downtime, or acknowledge a down status. More will follow soon. No exhaustive list of what you can expect in the final release. Some columns to add in your computer list, for example, the host status, a dedicated page to view and search a list of services, some widgets for the central dashboard, and maybe some setup of the broker directly from the GLPI UI. Also, I can showcase this plugin. Let's return to my GLPI instance. And you have some basic configuration also to set up the API URL and some username, etc., etc. And then I created a computer with a name similar to the host in my Centrion. And when I go on it, I have a tab where it displays all information of my Centrion host pulled from their API. So I can send some refresh, set downtime, and if my statue was done, I also add an action to send an acknowledgement and let my tech colleague to know I check already this host. So there it is. Our next plugin is the Translate one. It's in integration with the REST API of DeepL. If you don't know about this service, it's a good translation service based in European Union. The plugin features a little switch control on top of timeline item in helpdesk objects. When you click on it, the content of the item is copied, separated from any presentation tag, sent to DeepL API with the language of the current user as a parameter, and then the translated answer is then remixed with the presentation if finally we replace in the interface the former content by the translated one. You can reverse the process if you want. The DeepL API is pretty fast and you should expect an almost instant response. We currently have this plugin enabled on your support instance with a free plan. And for the moment, we didn't exceed the limitation, which is 500,000 characters per month. And so anyway, the plugin setup provides a usage information and can send alert when thresholds are exceeded. Also, for this plugin, I can showcase you with a little demo. I created a demo tickets with a task in text inside. My current user has the English setup for its language. And then when I click on the slide, it's sends the translation and display it in GLPI. It's pretty fast. It's blazing fast in this current demo because I already tested it and the translation is in cache. But maybe we can test with another language. Think like that. And so on, we have the new translation setup. Let's get back in English. That's it. So next one. The last one, the Cloud Discovery plugin. So it allows the automatic inventory from cloud providers. And currently we support OVH, Scaleway, Azure, Google Cloud, and AWS. Excuse me for this one. After connecting to the API of the cloud provider, we send the information to the GLPI native inventory engine. So it integrates well with existing computer and agents with the help of the import rules. We gather additional information that can be stored in GLPI model, like instant state and backup information. So for imported assets, you'll find a dedicated tab for presenting these informations. For this plugin, I can showcase the features live because it wasn't ready yet at this time, but it will be okay very soon. I'll talk about this in the next slide. And so quick point about availability. SCIM server is already released in marketplace for all GLPI network subscribers. So communication has already been sent for this plugin, I think. You may find additional information on the GLPI project website. Centrion will still require weeks of development, so it should be live in the end of the fall, I think. And the two last are almost done and should be released soon. Expect something mid-fall, I think. So. And that's it for our 4 plugins. If you have any question, I will be glad to answer them.